Jai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. So, by mercy of Shri Nitai Gaurachandra and by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have wonderful disciples of Srila Prabhupada amongst us. His Grace Kratu Das Prabhu and Mother Amrita Keli Mataji. To introduce him, I'm going to try a little different introduction. In Chaitanya Chaitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 19, the Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu says, Mali hana kare sei bija aropana, Sravana Kirtana jale karo he sinchana. So he is the Mali of Harrisburg. And how, I will explain. Mali means garden. Mali hana kare sei bija aropana. The beej of Krishna consciousness, the seed of Krishna consciousness, as a gardener, he places in the heart. And then Sravana Kirtana jale kare chintan. By the chanting of the holy name, he induces the plant to grow. In late 80s, early 90s, Prabhuji inspired Preshta Devi Dasi and her brother to join Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada's movement. And they inspired me. And then when we moved to Harrisburg, in 1998, Prabhuji started visiting Harrisburg. And then 2003, by his inspiration, the program started in Harrisburg. And then slowly it grew and it turned into this temple. And he comes every year to make sure the plants are growing properly. He also comes to take care of the weeds. And he also comes to nurture us by his loving pouring of Krishna consciousness water. So Kratu Prabhu is a part of Harrisburg family. And Mataji is part of Harrisburg family. Very happy to have you here. And we request you to please come every year, every time you visit. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedant Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So very happy to see old friends and families. Wonderful. So I was given subject which is very discuss. But we'll try as much as possible. So Kirtaniya Sada Hari. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he writes in his Sistastak that he wants to do kirtan. Kirtan means glorification of Krishna. Then one should have four qualities. Then he can do constant kirtan. Trinadapi sunichena taroreva sahishuna amanina manadina kirtaniya sada hari. So Kirtaniya. Kirtan means glorification of Krishna. It's called Kirtan. It can be in the form of chanting holy name, singing holy name, performing Krishna conscious activities for glorifying Krishna. Hare Krishna. So glorification of Krishna. Krishna Katha is also Kirtan, distributing books and paraphernalia in connection with Krishna is also kirtan. Glorifying Krishna in any form is kirtan. So, to do this, we have to qualify ourselves. And not so much qualification that we cannot achieve. Very simple qualification. The more qualification we have, the more purely we can glorify Krishna. And that qualification is stated here by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trunadapi Sunichena, that one must think himself worthless, more worthless than a straw in the street. You cannot sell straw in the street and have a cup of coffee. Cannot have coffee. That much. Even more less valuable. Trun, straw, has no value. So one has to think oneself lower. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he thinks and states that I am more lower than a worm in a stool. Purise rakit hoy moise lagist. Jagai madai hoy moise papist. I am more lower or valueless than the worm in a stool. The stool has no value of any kind. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, you can give me a little sharp volume. Huh? A little more. Good. Very good. So I have to speak very low voice. Puri se rakit hoy moise lagist. I am more lower than a straw. I am more lower than a worm in a stool. Stool is disgusting. No value of any kind. And a worm in a stool is even more disgusting. Nobody would like it, worm in a stool. So, one has to think himself even more lower than worm in a stool. And pathetic situation is that while chanting we don't think like this. Then we cannot do Kirtaniya Sada. We cannot chant constantly. And then more tolerant than a tree. A tree, even if you throw stone at tree, gives you fruits. Even you cut a branch, the tree will give you fruits from other branches. If somebody spanks or somebody not even spanks us, if somebody scold or talk ill about us, immediately we feel so much bad. Our false ego gets hurt. Ahankar. Ahamkar. What? So that ahankar, big fat ego, they call in English. Proud. There is nothing to be proud about. Everything will be lost in due course of time. Everything. So we have to think more tolerant than tree. That's the biggest problem. Nobody wants to think. Nobody wants to become more tolerant. We should tolerate heat and cold, honor and dishonor, a night and a day, money or penniless, no clothing or clothing, opulent clothing, no food or not sumptuous food, dry bread and whatever Krishna provides, we should be happy. So, all these are hindrance for chanting holy names. Collecting more than necessary. So Trunadapi Sunichena Taroriva Saisuna Amanina, man. One expects man because he is proud of his penny. He is proud of his body. He is proud of his car, house, jobs, proud of everything that he thinks he possesses. Everything belongs to Krishna. Isavashamidam sarvam yat kinchit jagatam jagat ena tyaktena bhanjitha Magradakasya siddhanam. Everything emanates and inanimate belongs to Krishna. And we steal it from him and make it ours and think that it is mine. So this is disqualification for chanting holy name constantly. Trunadapi Sunichana Taraiva Saisana Amanina. So we are very proud. We should become light. We should become light. manadena, and then always give respect to others, which is also very difficult. Very difficult. So, if you don't have these four qualities, then there is no question of chanting holy name, glorifying Krishna constantly. Kirtaniya, Sada, Hari. So, there are different level of our consciousness, from dirty consciousness to pure consciousness. There are so many different layers and level. So we have to try to get rid of what is not conducive for chanting holy name. So we should not waste our time. There are many different kind of glorification of Krishna. Songs, bhajans, and even his expansions and his avatars and so many songs. We waste our time. We have limited time, and we waste our time talking, singing about so many less important things. So out of all glorification of Krishna, the best and topmost glorification is given in the scripture. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Why waste time chanting and singing other than pure holy name? Leela Kirtan, Bhautik Jagat Kirtan is so many kirtan. But chanting holy name, we should concentrate on this kirtan, Sankirtan. Because Krishna and Krishna's name are non-different. Abhinatva namnamino. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddho Nitya Mukto Abhinatva namnamino. Because the holy name of Krishna and Krishna personality is non-different, same, no difference, same thing. And calling upon his holy name, we attract his attention. Anybody you call, you attract his attention. So Hare Krishna mantra is calling upon him, and it immediately attracts him. We attract his attention. So that's why we must glorify His holy name always, because He is non-different than His holy name. Abhinatva namnamino. Nam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Ras. So there is all ras, there is all mallows in holy name. Everything includes in His holy name. Nam, Roop, Leela, Gun, Dham. Everything is included in His holy name. And if we utter this holy name, we can enter into His form, beautiful, transcendental form, His appearance, His personality, His body, His dress, His whole roop we can enter into. Nam, Roop, Leela, we can enter into His Leela. So many unlimited Leelas. Every day new Leelas, we can enter into that merely by chanting this holy name. Especially Astiyam Leela, which goes around the clock in Raj, Tistan Vrajeta Danuragi, Jananugami, Kalam Niyat Akhilam Iti Upadeshasaram. Essence of all instruction is that one must engage his tongue and mind, both. By tongue, external senses, we do kirtan, and with mind we do meditation. So Nam includes Roop, Leela, Gun, His qualities, unlimited qualities. Out of that, 64 are His main qualities. Out of 64, 4 are main qualities. So these qualities are included, are there in holy name. Nam, Roop, Leela, Gun, Dham, His transcendental abode, what is happening there, everything. So this Hare Krishna mantra should be chanted rather than so many other songs, so many other mantras, so many other, because everything is included in this mantra. It's called Maha Mantra. So we should not waste our time singing or uttering other songs and names and other so many things. Wasting time talking unnecessarily like a troll. We should not waste our time. Hare Krishna mantra is the way to go. Very condensed. Everything is included in it. With no wasting time and energy singing so many other things. So Sachinandan Swami, he put out very, very beautiful book, The Nectarian Ocean of the Holy Name. It explains every detail about holy name. very beautiful. And I have written something similar, almost similar. It's called Naam Jap and Sankirtan. Naam Jap and Sankirtan. And I think His Holiness Lokanath Goswami Maharaj also have written similar book. He gave a title, Swarup, Sri Krishna Swarup, something. It's a recent book of his last written book on holy name. Very nice book. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also wrote a very nice book called Sri Harinam Chintamani. Very nice book. Chanting Hare Krishna is the sublime. Sublime means topmost method for reviving our transcendental consciousness. So this holy name, it revives our transcendental consciousness. Our consciousness is diverted mostly towards material world. So, to bring it back to spiritual consciousness, we should chant this holy name, which is easiest at the same time topmost, simple and sublime way of reviving our original consciousness, which is Krishna consciousness. So this is not just made up. It is proven over so many decades and years. It is proven by sages chanting the holy name. So we should understand the potency of holy name. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya. Rasa Vigraha is full of ras, transcendental ras. Ras means a very beautiful, palatable juice. Condense. This Krishna consciousness, love of Krishna. Love of Krishna is very realizable. Love in itself is realizable. I want to talk about loving Krishna. Within family, within friends, within nation, within everything, everywhere, love is very much realizable, whether it is material or spiritual. So, everybody looking for love and to be loved. Everybody. Just like in a family, all members of the family they have intense attachment to one another, love. There is intense love flowing throughout family. It is very enjoyable. But if there is a fight between difference of opinion and turning face from one another, showing faces to one another, and stabbing in the back or speaking in the back, you hate to come back to home in the evening. You try to spend all your time out there, wasting money, time and energy. Love is very much wanted. So holy name brings that love between devotees. If it doesn't, that means it's not a fault in holy name, though it is a fault in our consciousness. We haven't fixed our consciousness. Everything is good out there. Problem is with us. Everything is good. Krishna has created everything for good. Nothing is bad. So this holy name changes our vision because it changes our consciousness, Krishna consciousness, spiritual consciousness. So as spirit soul, we are all originally Krishna conscious entity. So this is the first lesson one must learn and fix it and not undo. And that is, I am spirit soul. Problem is we undo this. I am a product of material world. We are not product of material world. So we should not forget ourselves, who we are. We are spirit. This is biggest mistake everybody makes. It is first lesson and last lesson, that we should not forget that I am a spirit soul, I am not the body and what is connected with the body. This is material attachment. So much strong attachment to material body. We can spiritualize material body by chanting, by examining ourselves, by learning the process from Srila Rupa Goswami, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. We have to fix this. We have to remember every day, I am not this body. And people ignore this. Even though they hear this thing every day, but they ignore and not put into practice that I am spirit, I am not matter. And spirit, original consciousness, is Krishna consciousness. Spirit's only consciousness, spiritual consciousness. The spiritual thing is defined by Srila Rupa Goswami. What is spiritual thing? What is spirit? Hari Sambandhi Vastuna, that anything has connection with Krishna. That is spiritual. So that means we should connect everything to Krishna. Manas, Deha, Geha, Yokichu More, Arpilu Tuyapade Nanda Kishora. Not mine, yours. Everything belongs to him. That's why everything is his. But everything belongs to him and we say it is mine. That is mistake. That's the biggest mistake. So we have to remember every single moment, I am spirit soul, not this material body and expansion of body and possession of body. Na mama, idam na mama. Nothing is mine. Everything belongs to Krishna. And so I am a spirit soul. I belong to Krishna. But this we forget. We don't remember I'm a spirit soul. So this is Prabhupada called 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. A first mistake in summation. A very first mistake. And we become complacent to remember that I'm a spirit soul. We keep forgetting. Even if we don't forget, we just try to avoid thinking about it. If you think every single moment, every single day, I am not this body, I am this spirit soul, the life will become so simple, so enjoyable, so blissful, so light. But we carry so many heavy burdens. We like to. The heaviest burden is ego, false ego. And false ego means thinking, I am this body. That's ahankar. So we have to remember, it should be built in our consciousness that I am a spirit, soul. What is the difference between dead body and live body? We have to remember that. The live body means there is a spirit and it is pervading consciousness throughout the body. So this we forget, keep forgetting. That's our biggest problem. Biggest problem. Due to association with matter from time immemorial, we are all trying to be lords of material nature, while actually we are under the grip of stringent laws of material nature. We overindulge ourselves in matter. So we forget. We are all trying to lord over material nature. So then we cannot chant constantly Kirtaniya, Sada, because we are engaged otherwise. So to what time I supposed to go on? It's already passed. Huh? What? Oh, 5 more minutes we can stop here and invite question, answer. That's necessary, very necessary. Anybody has any question at all? Question? Anybody has question?
I have one question, Maharaj. So, how can we remind ourselves? Thank you for the wonderful class.
I can't hear.
Please accept my humble obeisances.
Please accept
Thank you
my...
for the wonderful class.
Yes.
So, how can we remind ourselves every day the importance of the Maha Mantra and how potent it is? Because I tend to forget every day, and I lose the motivation to chant. So, knowing how potent and how strong it is, I feel like would help me. So, how can I remind myself?
Well, how we remind ourselves to eat, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's earnest desire. We have desire to eat. We have desire to do so many other things like eating, sleeping, mating, defending. So many desires, earnest desire. So then we indulge in that. So we have to develop that desire. I want to please Krishna. I want to please my spiritual master. I want to please myself. I want to please people around me. I want to please, pleasant. I want to become pleasant. I want to become wanted. I want to everybody. So we have to develop that consciousness that I want to chant, I want to chant. I want to please Krishna, I want to please myself. And the method is chanting. So that earnest desire should be longing, should be there. Longing should be there. Here is another day. For me, it is a celebration for 2 hours. It's a celebration. Like you go to clubs and parlors and you look forward for whole week for that event. So like that, because we enjoy, so-called enjoyment is there. So chanting, if we can develop that taste, so we have to develop that desire. We have to develop. Any other question, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I was just thinking, you're saying if we can remember, that we're spirit soul all the time, And I was just thinking as a grahastha, I mean, it's just like practically we're drowning in thinking of just silly things, Oh, toilet is leaking, I have to fix that. Oh, my knee is paining, I have to go to doctor. Okay, my daughter, her shoes have outgrown, so I have to go buy some shoes. Boss is complaining this. I mean, practically drowning in like just like useless things almost, right? Like at the end of life, who cares, whatever. This happened, that happened, the toilet leaking, whatever, right? But it's there. Like it's like you cannot run away from it, right? It has to be done. So how, especially when we're in the middle of Grahastha life, still young kids and job and everything, means how do we keep that perspective that we are spiritual?
Yeah, just do it and transcend. It's a duty. We are duty bound. And so we are duty bound to spiritual life also. So we have to balance. Now, how to balance? We have to learn that technique. In the back of our mind, we have to keep Krishna consciousness in mind. We have to not forget. We have to keep that in mind and do whatever worldly duties we may have to do. Actually, there is no worldly duties, but we have created infrastructure in such a way that there are worldly duties. Srila Rupa Goswami says, Atyahar prayasas prajalpo niyamagraha janasangas lolyamscha sarvira bhakti vinashyati. So atyahar prayas, over-endeavoring for gaining material things, material gain, over-endeavoring. I have to do, I'll do. But if you think I'm collapse, I'm failure in material world, then that is the advancement. That means you are becoming successful in spiritual world. So material world is baffling. We will baffle. We all will baffle at the time of death. Helpless, baffling, collapsing. Everything collected will be gone. So why so much endeavor? And the Krishna consciousness, that consciousness will be carried out, will be with us. The more elevated conscious, Krishna conscious we are, the more elevated position we will have or lead to. So every endeavor in material world is useless. Birds, beasts, Prabhupada, I was hearing Prabhupada today. He says, birds, beasts, animals, they all live. They don't go 8 hours work. They all live peacefully, happily. And they die. You may die in hospital, in ICU, and they die on street. Dying is same. Sophisticated dying, sophisticated living, sophisticated everything. No denial. You can do that, fine. But the back of mind, we should remember Krishna and practice Krishna consciousness. We should be eager, we should be having that desire. We should be conscious of our practicing Krishna consciousness. Give priority. Atyahar prayas. Prayasam nave kartavyam. Prahlad Maharaj says that prayasam nam kartavya. In material world we should not over-endeavor ourselves. Whatever Krishna sends, we should be satisfied with that. Roti, kapda, makan, sophisticated kapde, sophisticated roti, sophisticated makan, and more and more and more and more. So that's problem, hindrance to Krishna consciousness. Simple living and high thinking. Prabhupada taught us everything. He didn't left out anything in his teachings. everything from 0 to PhD level. He gave everything for different walks of life, for different people, according to their stage and consciousness, culture. Prabhupada gave everything. Any other question? Okay. My 5 minutes are over. Thank you very much. Kirtaniya Sada, I did not give enough light to this subject. Maybe we can try tomorrow. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki, आप सब वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की, गुरु गौरांग की, गौर प्रेमानंदी।
क्या कर रही है? गाना ऊपर आया। यहाँ यहाँ हरे कृष्ण। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। जो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तविंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। मेरा सब्जेक्ट आज है नीति से रेसिप्रोकेशन। तो भगवान हिंदी इंग्लिश So we have to serve Krishna with love and devotion. Lord's worship should be not, थोड़ा हिंदी इंग्लिश हो जाएगा। Lord's worship is not भार रूप, it should be भाव रूप। हम जब भगवान, when we do devotional service, we should be enthusiastic to serve Krishna, not that, oh, it's my duty, so I have to go and do it today. So we have to, Krishna will reciprocate with you if you do devotional service with love and devotion. दुर्योधन के भोगा त्याग्यो साग विदुर घर खायो, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई. Duryodhan invite Krishna for his Chappan Bhog, but Krishna didn't went there. He went to Vidur to have prasadam. So his wife was so happy to see Krishna that she didn't know what to do. So she has a banana in her house. So she took out the skin and offer, no, she give the skin to Krishna and take out the inside part. And then Vidura came and he says, what you are doing? You're giving wrong thing to Krishna. And then Krishna says, oh, you disturbed. I was so happily eating. Now you disturb the whole thing. So Krishna has everything, but he always looking for our love. And the same way we are always looking for love, because Krishna has that. So we have the same thing. So all we have to do is somehow or other love Krishna with devotion. So when you love Krishna, then Krishna reciprocates with you. झूठे फल सबरी के खाए बहुविधि स्वाद बताई सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई. जब Sabri, she was following his Guru's instruction, and then when Ramchandra went there after 10,000 years, so Sabri offered him the jhuthe bor, whatever she tasted, and then whatever was sweet, she took it out separate. So she was offering to Ram, and Ram was eating. And then after Ramchandra says, after so many years, I have this nice prasadam that I remember my mother Kausalya. So Ram is looking for love. Even if you give chappan bhog, but there is no love, then he doesn't eat. But if you give suki bhaji and chapati or whatever, but if you give with love, then Krishna respects and Krishna eats. So all we have to do is somehow or other love Krishna and talk to him, then he reciprocates with you. राजसूय यज्ञ युधिष्ठिर की ना तामे जूठ उठाई सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई. युधिष्ठिर महाराज ने जब हिंदी because I live in Delhi or Vrindavan, युधिष्ठिर महाराज ने he did yajna, and then everybody have a different service. So what Krishna did, he took everybody's pattal, everybody's plate after they eat. So Krishna is so humble. So we have to learn from him that we have to be humble. If you are humble, then everybody will love you, even Krishna and Guru and everyone. So all we have to do is Trunadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, Kirtaniya Sada. And in that situation, you can chant Hare Krishna constantly. Otherwise, it's very hard. प्रेम के बस अर्जुन रथ हाक्यो भूल गए ठकुराई सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई. Arjun in Kurukshetra, Arjun was sitting in the back and Krishna was driving the chariot. So because of the love for Arjun, he was doing that. So all we have to do is love Krishna. Because this human form of life we have is to serve Krishna and love Krishna. That's our permanent duty. But what we doing? We're doing everything for our body. And for Krishna, whenever we give little time in the morning, maybe little puja and then forget. So I think we're doing other way around. So even in the human form of, only in the human form of life we can get out of this material world. So we have to not waste time. Prabhupada says if you don't want to waste time, then chant Hare Krishna all the time. Have your japa bag with you. Whenever you have little time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. ऐसी प्रीत बड़ी वृंदावन गोपियन नाच नचाई सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई. When Krishna called the gopis, then they did leave everything and they run to Krishna because they were loving Krishna so much. So that's what sabse unchi prem sagai. So all we have to learn from this song that if you talk to Krishna, then he reciprocates. Like Saswarup Maharaj was saying that when you see in front of Krishna, he knows everything what you need. You don't have to ask, give me this, give me that, give me that. But you ask Krishna, please save me from this wrath of material world. One time Prabhupada was praying to Krishna, and then somebody asked, what are you praying, Prabhupada? He says, I'm praying to Krishna that Maya won't touch me. So we are not near anything, so we have to pray to Krishna, please give me your devotional service so we can serve you. And Krishna gives everything. He doesn't give one thing. That's a devotional service. One time Mahavishnu Maharaj was saying, Krishna was sitting and there was a line of devotees, and one by one they was coming, give me this, give me that, and Krishna was saying, Tathastu, Tathastu. And then one devotee came and he said, Krishna, I don't want anything. I want your service. So Krishna says, stand in the line. So whoever asks for devotional service, they have to stand in the line. But whoever asks anything else, Krishna says right away, Tathastu. So Krishna gives everything, but he doesn't give his devotional service that easily. So when we get the devotional service, we have to think, oh, Krishna is so merciful. Somehow or other I might did some pious activity in my last life, so I got this service. Otherwise it's impossible, because Krishna gets bound when you do his devotional service. In Hindi they say, kharid lete hai Bhagwan ko. So we have to be talking to Krishna, Krishna, what can I do for you? What do you like to eat? Like you live in the grahastha life, but at the same time you serve Krishna 24 hours if you want to. When you go shopping, you think, oh, which sabji Krishna will like to eat today? And then you buy that. And then you pay for your house, the money. So when you work, you pay for your house, and there is a Krishna and Krishna's devotees in the house. So it's a temple. So you have to put Krishna in the middle of your life. Then everything will go good. But if you don't put Krishna in the middle, then even if you don't want to have a problem will be always there. There was one sadhu, so somebody went to him to ask question. So the sadhu said, you came late, so I will talk to you tomorrow, but I will give you some service tonight. I have 100, ऊँट को क्या कहते हैं in English? Camel. 100 camel. So all you have to do is make all of them sit down. So the whole night he was putting one to sit down, then the other one stand up. So and the next morning he went to the sadhu, and he asked sadhu that I have a question, that I have so much material desire and this and that, and I want to serve Krishna. He says, you cannot, the camel, you didn't want, you wanted them to sit down, but they didn't sit down. One get up and one. So same way our material desire, if you try to fulfill one, the other 10 will come up. So then your life will be finished to finishing this material desire. So we have to always think of Krishna and serve Krishna. Serve Krishna in the company of all the devotees. Serve together, then it's more enjoyable when you serve together. Like Ramchandra, when he wanted his, when the Hanuman wanted to have a bridge, then all the monkeys, they came and make a bridge. They was working together. And then Hanuman told, what is her name? Chipkali? Gilahari. I don't know what is. Squirrel. So Hanuman says, get out of my way, I'm bringing the big one. So then Ram stopped him. He says, no, she's doing in her capability, and you're doing yours. So I see both same. So even in the temple, one person sweeping and one person doing arti is the same thing. So Krishna sees little service or more service. Krishna sees the service. So we have to try to do service as much as we can, our capability. So I have some experience with the deities. That's what they wanted me to talk today. So when I went to New Delhi, when Maharaj was a president, they're going to have an opening in 4 days. I went 4 days before. So I wanted to make jewelry for Radha Parsarthi. So I asked the pujari, can you please give me the size for the deities so I can make the jewelry. And then when I asked him morning, he says, I'll give you in the evening. And when I asked him in the evening, he says, I'll give you in the morning. And I didn't have much time. So I went in front of Radha Parsarthi and I says, now you have to give me the size. Because this devotee is just passing my time and I don't have a time. So after I pray like that, I went for prasadam. And the other pujari, I didn't even ask him, and he says, go in the back and take the size whatever you want. So somehow that Krishna gave me the size, and then until 12 o'clock at night I was trying to finish because there were so many deities there, 10 deities. So when you pray to Krishna, Krishna reciprocates right away. They had a Gaurnitai there in Delhi. So I went to Gujarat for 1.5 months. So when I came back, I was talking to Gaurnitai that sorry Gaurnitai, for 1.5 months I didn't serve you. Forgive me. And then I did parikrama, and I came back, and the pujari was standing, and he says, Gaurnitai is saying that you didn't serve for 1.5 months. I was just saying in my heart what he was saying. One day he was doing Arti, the pujari, and I told Gaurnitai, you're wearing nupur, but you're not wearing hand thing. Why? Because I made it, And then he's supposed to blow the council, and he came and told me, it's broken. So all the devotee was asking, what did he say? I said nothing. So one day I was praying to Gaurnitai that what kind of jewelry I should make for you. Pin jewelry, bead jewelry. So I was just talking to him, and he was in the kirtan, that pujari was. So he came like this, pin jewelry. So I always have an experience that whatever I ask Lord, the pujari is so involved with him, he answers my question. So I was so happy that Gaurnitai is so merciful. Then I moved to Vrindavan. Then one time I came after a few months and I told Gaurnitai, I'm missing your service, because I don't get your service anymore. So I took Charanamrita and I went to wash my hand, and that pujari came. And he says, I have some jewelry to make, but you have to finish in 1 week for all the deities. It was hard because I go preaching with him. So everywhere I go with the beads. And then I engage all the people. But then it disturbs his class, So somehow or other I finish. And then I return and give it to him, and he says, I have more service for you. I say, Prabhu, I can do your service, but give me more time so I can do it with his service. So he says, okay, you can take a little more time, and then I finish. One time I was going to Mayapur, and in my heart I was feeling I should take yellow beads and red beads. And I thought, I don't know why I'm taking yellow and red beads, but I thought it came, so I should take it. So I went, and in the train that pujari met me. And he says, Gaur Purnima is coming, and I ordered some jewelry, like with the stone and everything, but it's not coming. So you have to make jewelry for Gaurnitai for Gaur Purnima. I said, I'm in a train and I'm going to Mayapur and I'm just going to go back day before. How can I make it? He says the color is red and yellow. So I made the jewelry with the devotees, whoever was in the train. And then when we came back, we just finished all the jewelry. And one devotee was sitting in front of me. He didn't did anything. He said, let me put the last beads. And all my beads was completely, whatever amount I wanted, it was same amount. And then next day, Lord, where? Then I thought, something comes in your mind, then you should listen, because Spirit, Soul, or Lord talks to you. One time devotee told me, another pujari, he told me that Ram Navami, you don't make jewelry because I'm ordering. So I was making, so I left it halfway. I thought he's not going to wear. So the Ram Navami was next day, and I went in front of Ram and I said, Ram, you're not going to wear my jewelry this time. And then I went in the kitchen and that devotee said, the jewelry didn't come. He said, now you have to finish. I said, Prabhu, I left it halfway, how I'm going to finish? He said, I don't know. And then I said, it's my mistake because I asked Ramchandra to, that you're not wearing my jewelry. So I told him that tonight I'm going to go to my friend's house. I won't come home. I'll finish the jewelry and then in the morning I'll give it to Lord and then I'll come home. So I went to my friend's house and I said, this is what happened. So she said, we don't have that much time to finish all the deities. So she said, we do one thing. Somebody donated some belt and it was matching with my jewelry for Ramchandra. So we finished all other jewelry and we used those belt. And then we give it and then Ramchandra wear. So after that day I learned that when you say something in front of Lord, you have to think and then say it. So one time I was standing in front of Gaurnita in Delhi temple and I said, this time the pujari is not there. I'm going to ask question and see how Gaurnita answers. I'm stupid, so I think like that. And I asked karmic question. I said, I have a diabetes, what should I eat? So there was one pujari's wife was standing in front of Radha Parsarthi. She came to me and she said, eat Karela. So I thought, oh, the Lord is so merciful, He reciprocates with you. So I always try to talk to them because Saswarup Maharaj said you have to talk to them. So it happens with my Gaurnitai too. I have a Gaurnitai 6-inch. So when Gaurnitai came to Chicago, my brother-in-law sent me Gaurnitai, but he didn't send anything. No jewelry, no clothes, nothing, just the deities. And that time there was no gift shop that you can buy. So from first day I start talking to my Gaurnitai. I said, you came, but came without anything. How I'm going to serve you? I don't know how to sew. So the same night, Tripurari Maharaj came to my house and he says, I have same size of Gaurnitai when he saw my Gaurnitai. So he says, I'll bring everything for you. Because his Gaurnitai was same size. So he bought me 6 night dress, jewelry, ball, everything. So I said, Gaurnitai, you are so merciful, you bring everything. But then Maharaj told me that in one condition I will give you this. I said, what? He said, you have to take it, Gaurnitai, wherever you go for preaching. So I used to take it to in Chicago, different people's house. So one time Tripurari Maharaj came with me and I teach him 2 bhajans in Gujarati. So Gujarati people like to hear, and if some white devotee sings, they get more happy that they know Gujarati. So Maharaj sang one bhajan and everybody was so happy and he says, Maharaj, one more. So he sang the other one and then they say, one more. He said, next time. So one time he wanted me to make a curry for Sunday fish. And I was busy making my garland, so I said, Maharaj, next week maybe I'll make it. He said, no, give me the recipe, I'll make it. Then he took the recipe and he made it for all the devotees. One time I was in Chicago. I was living in Chicago, but then I went to Toronto for some service. So he came there. He flew and he came. He says, I came here to eat your prasad. And then by mistake I told him that Prabhupada likes malpuda and I make this malpuda. So he didn't eat anything, he ate only the malpuda. So I have a good chance to serve the devotees in Chicago. Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I used to cook for him hot chapatis and Gujarati food, so he used to like it. So one time his servant came and he says, Amrita Keli, tomorrow you don't cook because my servant is there. I said, no problem, Maharaj. So when the servant went, his dal was burned. So Maharaj said, next time, tomorrow, don't burn the dal. So he said, okay. So next day he burned the dal again. So he called me, I was living in the Brahmacharini ashram. He says, Mataji, in 15 minutes make the dal. I said, okay. So I made a dal. And then Maharaj took one spoon and he says, today you burned the dal too. He said, no. He said, this is Amrita Keli's dal. By tasting, because I put good in the dal. So by tasting, he said, this is not your dal, you lying. You burnt the dal today too. So I have experience with the devotees and Gaunitai. So my Gaunitai, the Maharaj gave me some dhoti, nice dhoti. So then after a few years it was not good. So in India they have a dhoti but ready-made, like put it behind, not with the feet. So I was praying to Gaunitai, I want the dhoti but they don't have a dhoti in the shop. How can I make? Because I don't know how to make. I said like this and I went to Guru Puja. And one Mataji says, I have 2-3 dress for your Gaunitai. I said, okay, give it to me. And then after Guru Puja, I went up. I opened, and it was one Russian devotee made dresses for Gopal Krishna Maharaj with the embroidery and everything. But it didn't fit, Maharaj Diti didn't fit. So he gave it to one devotee, she gave it to me. And my Gaunitai fit perfect. And it was 3 pair of dhotis. So I was thinking, oh, as soon as you pray to Lord, somehow that he arranged. One time it was Gaur Purnima, and I was so busy cooking in the temple, so I couldn't bathe him. So I feel so bad that Gaunitai, I didn't bathe you. Every day I bathe you, but today. So Maharaj was doing Abhishek on the altar. So all of a sudden he says, bring our Gaunitai in a pot and then put them there and everybody will bathe. So all the devotee bathed and all the water was all full. I said, that's it, that's it. So my Gaunitai, he knows when I feel bad inside, then he fulfills my desire. So then everybody bathed him. One time he was in my house in Vrindavan. I supposed to put him sleep, and one Tataya came in my room, Gaunitai room. So I thought, now I am going to put him sleep and he is going to bother him. So I had one devotee living with me. So I asked him, can you find and take him out? He said, no, I have to pick up someone, so you do yourself, I am going. So then I was putting night dress on my Gaunitai and I was feeling bad. So all of a sudden that Tataya came and sit on front of Gaunitai's finger. And then I call him, I says, quick, come quickly. He was inside in the room. So he opened the door and we took Chaitanya out. And he's trying to blow him out and he won't go. He was so attached to Chaitanya. So I was so happy that when you feel bad, then Lord reciprocates right away. So here the Lord came, so you all should serve him very nicely with love and devotion, not with that, oh, I have to do this service. No, I want to do this service. You have to be greedy to do the service because Krishna doesn't give service. But then he gives, that means you are lucky. That's what Vishwakarma used to tell us in Toronto. He says, you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Now the service came and you say no, then next time you're not going to get. So even we didn't used to have a time, we used to say yes. And then we used to do the seva. So Diti always reciprocates. I have a Gaunitai, so I have one devotee stays with me, husband and wife. So sometime before I get up, she gets up and she dress. So one day I was telling Gaunitai, I want to dress today. So I was getting ready fast. So she came and she says, Gaunitai told me that today you're going to dress. He didn't let her dress. So when you feel bad, then Lord reciprocates. So you have to feel bad for your Diti that I want to do this. Then he will reciprocate with you. Hare Krishna. Any question? So serving deity is a very nice service. That way you get attached to whomever you serve, you get attached. If you serve dog, you get attached to dog. And if you serve God, you get attached to God. So we have to choose that you want to serve Krishna or Maya. So always choose Krishna, then you will be happy. Because our nature is to do service. So all the time we do some service. So better we decided to serve Krishna. Prabhupada says the family head, he thinks that everybody is serving me, but actually he's serving everybody. So everybody does the service. Sorry I took so long, much time. Mhm. Mhm. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I think I speak too fast, so I hope everybody understands. I try to speak slow, but I just can't. Yeah, and I cannot look everywhere, so I was just looking in front. So sorry about that. Mhm.
So next time, Mataji, you come part 2.
Part two. Yeah, Gornitai always. Yeah, sometimes people say, did you see Krishna, So Prabhupada used to say, yeah, we see Krishna every day on the altar. So, the same way when you serve deity, then you can feel that he is right there. When I had accident, my Gornitai's dhoti was out. When I see, he was with me in the car. Our car turned twice, but nothing happened to us. The people were not coming to put the car down because they thought maybe everybody must be died. So when his Bhatiji put her face out, then they put it up. And then our car, we drive. Nothing was wrong. Then when I saw my Diti, his dhoti was out. So I thought he saved us. Arti? Thank you.
Srimate Bhakti Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jai Shri Krishna Jaya Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Gaur Bhaktavinda Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandin Arati ko shobha Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha Roti जनमन लोभा गौरांगेरा रति शोभा जग जनमन लोभा जग जनमन लोभा जग जनमन लोभा गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल किव दक्षिणे निताय चान वामे गददारा निकटे अद्वैता श्रीनिवास छत्रधारा निकटे अद्वैता श्रीनिवास छत्रधारा বসি আছে গৌরচান রত্ন সিংহাসনে শিব বসি আছে গৌরচান রত্ন সিংহাসনে आरती करेण ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गणे आरती करेण ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गणे संजय मुकुंद बाशु घोष आदि गाया शिव शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला शिव शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदा शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे ओ माधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे गौर हरि बो हरि बो हरि बो निताय गौर हरि बो निताय गौर हरि बो हरि बो हरि बो निताय गौर हरि बो कि बहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी बदन उजाला कि बहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी बदन उजाला गाला देश बाणा मला कोर झाल माना गाला देश बाणा मला कोर झाल माना शिव शिवा शुक नारदा प्रेमे गदा गादा भगति विनोदा देखे गौर रस पादा भगति विनोदा देखे गौर रस पादा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Sriman, His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajakacarya Stotara Sata Sriman, His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Nitilila Pravishta Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai Nitilila Pravishta Satchidanand Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj ki Jai Nitilila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhaum Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Gaudiya Vedanta Acharya Gaudiya Vedanta Acharya Baldev Vidya Bhushan Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki Gaur Parsad Saru Damodar Ramananda Rai Prabhu ki Jai Rup Sri Sanatan Bhatt Raghunath Sri Jeev Gopal Bhatt Das Raghunath Sadguru Swami Prabhu ki Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advait Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan ki Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki Maipur Navadip Dham ki Harinam Sankirtan ki Tulsi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Ganga Mai ki Jamuna Mai ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Guru Gauranga ki Gaur Premanandi.
Parito Narsinga, Parito Narsinga. Ito Narsinga, Parito Narsinga. Yato yato yamita to Narsinga. Pare Narsinga, Hridaye Narsinga. Pare Narsinga, Hridaye Narsinga. Narsinga Madim Sharanam Prapade. Narsinga Madim Sharanam Prapade. Tag kar kamalavare nakam adbhuta shringam dalita hiranya kashipo tanu brinenga kesavadita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare. Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev. Jaya Kaladmala, Jaya Kaladmala, Jaya Kaladmala, Jaya Kaladmala. Netai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Netai Gora Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. भक्ति विघ्ननाशक नरसिंह भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी।
Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody for visiting today. And Kratu Prabhu and Mataji, thank you for giving us your association and sharing nice Krishna Katha and pastimes. Tomorrow also, His Grace Kratu Prabhu and Mother Amrita Keli Mataji will be here. and they'll give the Sunday feast lecture. So we request all the devotees to come here tomorrow and take more association. There is a book table here, and Prabhuji is very busy also along with preaching, writing books. There are books encompassing various different topics. They are in English and they are in Hindi. And then there is a wonderful gadget, the sound box, which has Maharaj's lectures and talks. It continues to play, and wherever you stop, it picks up from next time. And you can also skip some of the lectures to go to the next one if you want. So the sound box is suggested donation $50, and the books is whatever you would like to reciprocate. And if anybody wants to, ask any other questions or associate downstairs when Prabhuji is honoring Prasadam, you're very welcome. So we will go downstairs and honor Prasad next, and we'll quickly go through Mahaprasad prayers. Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Swalpa Punya Vratam Rajan Vishwaso Naya Jayate Sharira Vidyajan Jadendriya Tahekar Jive Pele Visaya Sagare Jive Pele Tara Madhe Jivayati Lobor Moe Sudurmati Take Jeta Kathina Sansare Ake Jeta Krishna Bada Doya Moe Kori Bara Jibha Joy Swaprasadandi Lobha Sei Annamrita Pao Radha Krishna Gun Gao Premeda Ko Chaitanya Nitai Jai Nimai Jai Nitai Jai Nimai Jai Nitai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Nitai Gaurachandra Maha Prasadam ki Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. Prasadam will be served downstairs. Please eat more than you normally eat at home. And we also dearly miss His Grace Parikshit Prabhu and Mother Ansuya. So I hope they can join us very quickly. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जल्दी से जल्दी घर आ जाए.
So Mataji prayed for Parikshit Prabhu by chanting the holy name. He comes and joins us very quickly. Hare Krishna.
नर्सिंग डे है ना अभी 30 यहाँ करेंगे, चौबीस Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadini Pashatya Vishatarine Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. One more time, everyone together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna. One more time. Hare Rama, Rama. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram. Two more times. Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, सचिनंदन गौर हरे जय सचिनंदन गौर हरे गौर 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 गौर